I got the same question a lot after posting the review on the Hagibis hard drive enclosure for Mac Mini. People are asking if the hard drive will disconnect from the Mac Mini every time I put it into sleep mode. The answer is no. Let me show you. I already have the 1 TB and 512 GB NVMe type hard drive and SSD connected in this closure. I'm gonna put the Mac Mini to sleep. Okay, now it's in sleep. The Mac Mini would consume 2.5 watts to 3 watts power consumption with the enclosure connected. Without the enclosure connected, it's going to be around 0.0 to 0.3 watt. Okay, there's added power consumption. Now I'm going to wake it up. And by the way, when it's sleeping, you can see the LED is still on, the blue light, green light, and a white light slightly blinking. And based on this power consumption, we know for sure Mac Mini is in sleep mode. Now I'm going to enter my password. And later I'm going to show you how to get the hard drive installed. As you can see, these two disks are still connected and can be easily accessed. So in this test case, you can see this hard drive enclosure maintains the hard drive connection even when Mac Mini is in sleep. If you would like to disconnect them or unmount them, you have to eject and right-click on eject here to disconnect the hard drive, then remove the hard drive enclosure. In this way, the total power consumption reduced to 3.3 watts and 2.8 watts, even when the Mac Mini is idling. This is a phenomenal power consumption, by the way. Apple did a fantastic job reducing the total power consumption of the Mac Mini. Anyway, this is a great hardware enclosure. 2 USB Type-C ports in the back. So it's a really cost-effective way to increase the hard drive capacity of the Mac Mini. This one is labeled as A, this one is B. So I connect the USB-C to USB-C to the A port, and then these two drives become available. It also got 3 USB Type A ports and SD card readers and additional USB-C port. I believe that is a 10 gigabit per second port, 3.1 from USB Type A. It's a Gen 3 3.1 and these are 3.0. Yeah, it's a very sleek design about the same kind of material and finish than the Mac Mini. You can put it on top or under the Mac Mini. Okay, and the other NVMe type SSD is from Lexa, 512 GB. That's the one used internally. I'm gonna show you how to install the 512 GB SSD hard drive from Lexa, NVMe type, into the hard drive enclosure for Mac Mini. This is the best way and most cost-effective way to expand the storage on a Mac Mini. And we also get additional ports, SD card readers. So first of all, we grab the precision screwdriver and remove 4 little screws and keep those screws in a safe place so you don't lose them. I already lost one. Okay, that was easy. Open up this plastic cover, exposes the internals. It takes in one NVMe type, secured by a little plastic rubber cap. And the other one is already occupied. I'm using 1 TB SSD SATA 2 drive from Titanium Micro. This hard drive is from Lexa. Okay, let's put it in. It will be at a 30-degree angle. This little plastic cap is required to secure it. Okay, now it will not move, but it's always a good idea to put in this plastic cover. Okay, the Mac Mini went to sleep. We can see the power consumption, which is super low at around 0.3 watt, 0.1. I'll put these screws back. Do not over tighten. Those screws are tiny. Check that out. 0.5 to 0 watt. Okay, now we can make the connection. Keep in mind there are two ports, the USB-A and USB-C marked, labeled as A and B. The A port should be used. Okay, also put it on top of the Mac Mini. Now I'm going to enter my password. All right. And the disks will be available. Already formatted the disk to be AP, the Apple file system format. So that's how you use it with the Mac Mini to extend its storage. Now I have 1.5 TB usable. The Mac Mini is a base model, 256 GB. And the power consumption is only 8.5 watts. It does increase the power consumption a little bit. I think it's almost double the power consumption, but it is worth it. There's no way to work around this, all right? Now I'm going to mount, disconnect it, and we can see the power consumption after I disconnect the USB-C port. Okay, now I removed the hardware enclosure. The power consumption of the Mac Mini, when it's idling, it's only takes 3.6 or 2.9 watts, 3 watts. That is nothing. Yeah, so this thing almost draws as much power as the Mac Mini, but the total power consumption is very low, considering I'm getting additional ports and a massive storage system. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hope you find this review helpful.